Check. Oh, you guys are going to sound good.
Check, 1, 2.
What do luxury yachts, exotic cars, and crowd music all have in common? Unparalleled excellence. Crowd Music is a new subscription music service that delivers better music, better pay for artists, and now we pay you, the consumer, to listen, like, and share. Crowd Music. Unparalleled excellence. For more information, go to crowdmusic.com/111.
And cue.
Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Crystal program.
I am the one and only Chris Todd.
You can either talk in the Crystal program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black rock back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove along here, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Crystal program. You can hear the music on the Crystal program.
Only Chris Todd.
Play the music on the Crystal program. You can hear the talk in the Crystal program.
Sunny Clarksville, Tennessee.
You can hear the talk in the Crystal program.
This is the Chris Top Program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from Commodore Grill, Nashville, Tennessee. Kind of poolside.
Yeah.
All the bikinis and the swim trunks
It is
and
a
everything.
beach party up in here.
Nobody has brought me a Corona yet. I keep hinting
Yeah, but
for a
everybody's
Corona,
like,
and nobody's.
they're keeping it to themselves.
I was told
Where's the hot tub?
I was told that they had a bar set up when I mentioned it, and then it was like too late. So I don't even know. But
Dang.
maybe I'll eventually get one.
Maybe. I'm hoping.
I'm a little wary though, because once I get started, we're on the air. I could get crazy. Chris could come out.
He could get cray up in here.
You never know. So Donnie Lee Strickland, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Chris.
Yeah?
Allie.
Yeah. So now the first time I met you was last year at the CMA Fest.
Last year, yes.
You're in the WABA Awards ceremony.
Downtown.
Yeah. Downtown.
Like downtown as you can get.
Yeah.
I think we were like one street over from the river.
Yeah.
So we were really in high traffic.
Uh-huh.
The parking was crazy. The people were crazy, but it was a lot of fun. You know.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was definitely show business at its best.
Yes, and you got to meet a lot of people probably that
I did.
night.
Well, you know, I had just been introduced to you guys through Magnolia Emporium, and you know, I wasn't really scheduled to be part of the award show last year, but was invited, you know, by you guys to come and perform. So that was
a lot of Randy. It worked out.
If you don't like Randolph, you don't like anybody.
Right.
How can you not like Randy, though? Like, Randy's the bomb.com, like a boss.
Now, you're going to get him. You're going to make him conceited. Stop.
Well, I'm just saying it how it is. I like to tell it and keep it real up in here. Randy is bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
She has gotten into this thing lately.
I think she's been over to the bar.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
She's
I'm just
had the
being me.
Coronas.
No, they're making this up. I'm just being me,
Look.
and I'm just hype off of everybody else's
Allie,
hype.
you can't drink by the pool. I'm sorry.
No.
No bottles in the pool area.
I'll just have my cucumber water over here and be good to go.
Now, so what's been happening since last year? Because we were talking about it before the broadcast. You've just been traveling all over the place.
Well, you know what? A lot has happened over the last year. Since last year, I thought I was busy then, but it's become crazy since last year. Since seeing you guys and being at the awards, it just kind of everything just fell into place and took off. You know, we've met so many great people. We've met so many great writers and artists, and what you guys do for independent artists is wonderful. I mean, you know, I think a lot of artists don't get the recognition they deserve or need. I mean, it's great to have the support system, and you know, that's what I think this is all about, is supporting each other. And
I don't do it because I'm a good person. I do it because I'm greedy.
Oh,
yep. Nice. Because you guys inspire me all the time, and I like that constant dose of inspiration each and every day, and I get that from people like you.
Well, I get that from people like you guys. I mean, if you didn't do what you do, then we wouldn't get out there.
So it's a give and take, I guess.
It is, and that's what I love about you guys and everyone that helps independent artists. And so we have, I think we had an EP out when we met you guys last year. So we were on tour with that music. I was doing a couple of shows in Branson. And then we've got a brand new full-length album coming out very soon. And we've got a single out for that. And you guys are playing that song. And luckily it was nominated for Song of the Year this year, so we're excited about that.
You never know what'll happen.
You never know what'll happen.
You got a big fan base out there too.
But you know what? Even since last year, I don't know numbers, but we had Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and maybe 9,000, 10,000 followers on.
That's pretty phenomenal.
That was last year on Facebook. And as of today,
it's like 25,
maybe almost 26,000.
That's great.
And that's been in just the last year. So I don't know who's following me, who likes me, but thank you for liking me. Thank you for
see all
putting
those
up with my
fangirls
singing.
you got?
A lot of it has to do with your talent, of course.
Well, thank you.
But also, I think you're a genuine person, and you can relate to people.
That's
just as important.
I was raised in the South. Mama never had to whip me. She just had to talk to me. She just had to speak to me and give me that eye.
You think she wanted to whip you sometimes?
Oh, I'm sure she did. She still does. And she still could, I'm sure. But, I guess I'm just thankful and blessed to be raised in the South and grasp the mannerisms that everyone needs, I guess, in a day's life, and I just think people in the South are more genuine and nicer, and I'm willing to help anybody. I've always been that kind of friend, and I'm not jealous of anybody. I want everybody to succeed because I believe if you succeed, I'm going to succeed. If I'm working with you and we hit it off and we're doing shows together, if you succeed, I succeed. Sure. And the same thing if I'm going to help whoever I need to help. I'm not a lot of help right now, but I'm doing anything I can for anybody. But we've come a long way in numbers. We've come a long way far as I just had, a couple of songs out last year. Now we've got this new album coming out. We've got this new song out. We've got another song coming out we just released on Monday called A Little Bit of Good News. It's kind of like our feel-good summer sing-along.
Sing that today?
I guess we could. We could try to sing it. And we're going to, of course, be singing it throughout the week this year.
Can you dab to it?
I can do anything. I'm a white boy. I'm a white boy dancer.
Yeah! Boom!
I'm a white boy dancer dancing to country music.
Yes.
Well, why don't we go ahead and play a song now then?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we going to do first?
Well, why don't we do first? Why don't we just do the single, the song that we're nominated for, My Kind of Woman?
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. But a little bit of good news. We thought it'd be a great summer kickoff, summer sing-along. That's a lot of people's favorite song from the album. And it's one of my favorites. You just can't help but sing along. And no matter how hard you try, you want to hum, you want to sing. But we'll do that for you in a little bit, I guess. But right now, we'll do My Kind of Woman.
Let's do it. And this is the song that he's nominated for. Okay.
She loves four-wheel drives and back road rides on Friday night. Saturday morning cartoons with the kids. She's all country curves and white t-shirt and a faded pair of jeans. And I can't believe she's with me. She's my kind of woman. She works all day long and still comes home with a big old smile, even though she knows her work is never done. She's front of the stage to watch me play some old country song, singing along all night long. She's my kind of woman, a real woman, a mother, a lover, my best friend, a woman's woman, one hot mama. She's a dream that I can't wait to dream again. She's my kind of woman. God knows she's more than I deserve, and I'd do anything for her. I'd walk 1,000 miles and back again. She's my kind of woman, a real woman, a mother, a lover, and my best friend. A woman's woman, one hot mama. She's a dream that I can't wait to dream again. And when I do, don't wake me up again. She's my kind of woman. She's my kind of woman. My kind of woman. My kind of woman. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say this without any reservations at all. I think you've got one of the best voices we've ever heard on the show. I really do. I really do. There's something about, I don't know, your tone. I don't know what it is, but it's just a great voice.
Do I detect
Thank
a little
you.
bit of fanboying here?
Maybe
Well,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That
Chriselle.
that makes me blush.
Aw.
I mean, no, I appreciate that. That's a wonderful honor,
And I don't tell everybody that.
and it's good to that makes me feel like I'm doing something right, and I want to keep doing it. So I do want to give a shout out right fast to the songwriter of that song,
Yeah.
Jason Helms. Great songwriter. And
Okay.
he's got
Now,
a band.
do you know
out.
Jason personally?
I
or-
do not know him personally.
Okay.
I've seen all. I know of him, and I know what I see online. And his band released that song, and kind of did like a southern rock country edge style of that song, and we kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a great song. I knew it was
Now,
a
why
great
that
song. when I heard-
song? Why did you pick that one?
I picked that song. Actually, when we did the EP, I think I was given that song then, and for some reason I passed on it. Maybe I just didn't connect or hear it then. But when they were pitching songs for the new album, I got it again, and it just hit me.
Yeah.
I thought, this is a great anthem. This is a great guy song, for the guys. And everybody loves the woman. Everybody loves, the person that holds them together at home. And,
Sure.
sometimes
Yeah.
in a song anyway.
Yeah.
I love this one right here.
See?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
it works out.
but don't you think about her? I mean, when you hear that song,
Yeah.
she's right there with you, supporting you
Uh-huh.
in what you do. So, but we're actually, maybe we don't know for sure, but we're actually going to make a video for this song. So
Oh.
It is
that
in the
will
works, yeah.
that's in the
So
works.
what are the
so
odds there? Is there
Oh.
like a 50% chance this is going to happen? Because I want you to get my hopes up.
Well, I think there is a.
I would say 89.
I would say 89% chance that will happen.
You should just put us in the video. That would be really good.
Well,
I'd do
you know
backup
what
or
would be?
something if you need
Hey,
to.
that would. I think that'd be great.
I'll dab it in.
That's what's missing.
That may not be the
Yeah.
direction they're
May
trying
the
to go.
odds be ever in your favor.
May not be the direction.
Well, there's just so many ideas that we had going around about it, about the video that we could do and the way we could play it out. So, we're wanting. I've never did an official music video, so we're thinking, since that was the first song released and everybody's loving it, maybe that would be a great way to start. So
Shout out to Sharp Dunaway Sharp
Yeah.
Videography in Conway, Arkansas.
in Arkansas, he's
Okay.
So
a great
we're-
guy. He plays drums. He's with the '80s rock band, and
That's cool.
we made him play some country the other night during rehearsal. And he won't admit it, but he liked it.
I think he did.
Yeah, but he did like that song, and he's a great guy. He's a great photographer, videographer, and I think he's going to help us out with that. He's got some cool ideas. We've seen some of his work, and I think that he'll be the good guy to do it with. So
Okay. Now, are you in Nashville now? Do you stay in Nashville?
I don't officially live in Nashville.
Okay.
I say I do. I'm here all the time.
Sure.
I'm always at somebody's house or hotel. Friends, I have. Luckily, I've been blessed with with a lot of great friends that let me stay with them, and so we bring the whole crew and just pile in. But I actually reside in Arkansas. I'm originally from North Carolina.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm sure people can tell by
Now,
the way
are
I
there
talk.
any
I'm not
plans
from
to
New York.
make Nashville your home eventually?
There are
or-
plans, yes.
Okay.
We are looking into.
That would be pretty badass.
Well, I'm here all the time. I lived here, actually. I lived in Mount Juliet in 2002.
Okay.
2003. And then I took I went back to the theater show in North Carolina at the time. But now that I'm here, and now that the music thing's going, and we're kind of staying busy, I think we're looking into coming closer this way. So
That's exciting.
that would be
yeah.
that would be very exciting. And
country, how did you pick country music, or did it pick you?
well, it picked me from birth, I guess, because I
Because
can't.
your voice, you could go to somewhere like Los Angeles, New York, any place like that, but you chose Nashville.
Well, country's my heart. I guess country's my passion. But I don't feel like I could sing anything else but the country. Southern gospel, I love singing Southern gospel. I don't know that I could have the bubblegum pop voice or the
Bubblegum pop.
The
you
bubblegum pop
could do
voice.
some Michael
but-
Bublé, though, I bet.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
I do a lot of. I guess I could do a lot of crooner stuff. You might
Yeah.
say. A lot of people say I croon like call me a country crooner. Or,
I love that type of
or
style
Josh
of music.
Turner,
So if
you
you
know.
started singing Frank Sinatra, I mean,
but
I'd be fangirling.
I could probably do something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm more at home with country. I don't have to force it.
Yeah.
It just comes out. It just comes natural.
That's what you grew up listening to?
Yeah. Reba McEntire, George Strait, Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn.
You've done some Reba covers, haven't you?
Well, I actually, for the new album, I wanted to bring back a couple of songs that were from my childhood or that everybody would remember. And I brought back a Reba song, Whoever's in New England, is going to be on the new album.
I think I've heard you sing that.
You have. And that's also on Reverb Nation right now.
Okay.
I put like a sneak peek on Reverb Nation so kind of people could hear. And the Reba fans went crazy. It's kind of blown up, I think that probably helped us reach number one on Reverb Nation, to be honest with you, with all the buzz and talk about that song. But as a little boy, that was the very first cassette that I owned with my own money. And I said cassette.
Right.
For those
I had some
listening,
of those.
for those listening and watching, a cassette was that was the jam back then,
Right.
But that was the very first cassette I owned in 1986, and so it was Whoever's in New England. And I've been a fan of Reba's and that song ever since. I thought it would be cool for a guy to bring it back. And since I sing so deep in that song, it's a totally different version. You're not going to cover a classic like Reba.
Sure.
I didn't try to, but I just wanted to kind of honor that song, and bring back a memory from my childhood. But I do other Reba songs in live shows. Shoot, I do Carrie Underwood in live shows and Martina McBride. I mean, I sing everything. I'm not scared to sing it.
Beyonce.
Oh yeah, we even do it like
No way.
a country Beyonce cover song.
How about Hotline Bling? Hotline Bling?
No,
I
no.
know when a Hotline
What is
Bling.
that? Did you make that up?
No, it's a real
just make-
song.
stop
It's
making
like,
stuff up.
Used to call me on the cell
You're
phone.
making this awkward.
Lay down when she need my love.
But I do everything. I try to do something at a live show that folks won't expect me to do.
Yeah.
When we do a like a Carrie Underwood medley. I took like three of her
Ooh, a
songs
medley.
and
I like
kind of did a
that.
So you
medley.
get creative with
I
it.
like
Yeah,
medleys.
we kind of put a medley together. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. I did do a pop song. See You Again. We
Oh,
took
I love that song.
Charlie Puth's "See You Again,"
Uh-huh.
Carrie Underwood's "See You Again," like she does sometimes at her live shows. We combined them and kind of did like a mashup together. And so we'll probably do that.
The
We'll do that
feels.
tomorrow at
That's a
at Opry
feels
Mills,
right there.
and we're going to be at Ernest Stubb Record Shop tomorrow as well at 4:00.
Oh, at Opry Mills tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
No, at Opry Mills tomorrow at 1:00.
At 1 o'clock.
But
okay.
at Ernest Tubb Record Shop downtown Broadway at 4:00.
All right.
Now, if I want to stalk you, can I find stuff on your website?
Yes, you can. DonnieLeeStrickland.com is the website.
Okay.
That's lit.
But isn't that that's like the countryest name ever? Donnie Lee Strickland.
Did you make that name up?
I didn't. Unfortunately, I'm the second. I'm Donnie Lee Strickland.
You left the second off?
I left the second off.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
be
kind of cool.
The second.
You could have worn an ascot.
Yeah, or junior, but we're on Facebook. Donnie Lee Strickland Music on Facebook. Donnie Lee Music is Twitter, and then Donnie Lee Strickland on Instagram. And to I guess make it less confusing, just type my name in, and
we're actually live on
it'll
Facebook
come
right
up.
Yep.
And for those of you listening,
We're live over here, too.
Hey, everybody.
I don't know if we've introduced Drew, but Drew Mitchell, you hear with a low, deep voice.
So,
He's
Who's
from
going on, y'all?
he's from Conway, Arkansas, and we met Drew about 3 years ago. We were judging a beauty pageant, Toddlers and Tiaras kind of beauty pageant.
Aw.
In fact, this is a true story. After we judged, he emceed, but I was one of the judges and
And performer.
performer. And you haven't made it until you perform at a beauty pageant.
That's true.
In Perry
I haven't
County,
done that yet,
Arkansas.
but it's on my bucket list.
Yes.
Perform
Well,
at a beauty pageant.
Do it.
I didn't realize how serious this was until the judges were locked in a room until the winners were announced and everyone was to their car. They would not let us out of the room, the judges, because of the mamas and daddies and grandmas. They were serious about it.
That
and
they
I'm
would
like,
attack you?
I
about
guess
it?
they were scared. They wanted us out of sight
That's
until
kinda
everyone left, the judges.
crazy.
So I said, maybe I don't want to come judge next year. I'll just sing.
But the performing was great, and of course, that was the first time we met. I was a radio personality in Little Rock, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's how I got the gig. And
Listen, he's got the radio voice.
He's got a great voice.
He's
Yeah, I'm a little
Yay.
jealous.
Oh, thank you.
You just
thank
need to be
you,
quiet.
thank you. All right,
Stop.
It's been
Stop
great.
talking.
That's what they said in Little Rock too. That's what's out there. But Donnie that night he had a track and he was singing along to it, and the track went out and he executed Josh Turner perfectly.
I think it was
without a
Long Black
track.
Train.
Long
yeah.
Black
Long
Train.
Black
And
Train.
I was thinking about that song, too. I was like, oh, you should do a cover of Long Black Train. But now you're talking about it, and it's lit.
It is lit.
Came true.
It's a dream come true.
It's on the set list for tomorrow. Well, everywhere I go, I get requests for Josh Turner,
Yeah.
Conway Twitty, and I love it.
You could do your own cover of Reba's cover of the night the lights went out in Georgia.
in Georgia, yeah.
You should try that.
I
Do
like-
your own
we
version
should,
of
yeah.
it.
So he was on radio, and he wanted to take a break after 7 years, I think. And so when we found out he was going to leave and take a break, I said, hey, want to go on the road with us? I need a player. And so he's been on the road with us for about 3-4 months now.
Any regrets?
No,
Been fun
no,
ever since?
No, I love it. This is, and
Yeah.
I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. anymore, which is great. And I
That's-
always joke that radio was just a little too safe for me. I wanted something a little bit more challenging, like music.
Yeah.
So we've had long rehearsals, and we're actually going to be working with a band at some
Yeah.
venues. But most of the time, if it's an acoustic show or an acoustic set, it's me and Drew. But we do work with the band and travel for some venues. So it's going to be fun. But we're just going to be busy this year.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
We stayed busy last year since I met you guys, and we've been very busy this year. And
You want to be all popping like that.
yeah,
lit.
we've actually
it is lit.
we've
It's popping
actually
and lit legit.
we've actually had to turn down a couple of shows this year because we were already booked.
Wow.
So that's a good
Well, it's hard to be in
feeling.
two places at once.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
So you have to.
We tried.
The demand is high.
We tried.
And in the past month, we have been across literally the entire United States.
We have been from
North Carolina
Wilmington, North Carolina, to L.A. So
Living the dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't have a driver, but but we're living the dream.
We don't have a crew to sit up and tear down for us. We have to do it.
Well, yeah, we do.
So-
But we can pretend we have a crew and be
Right,
like, yeah, our
right.
crew came and did this.
I have to,
Really.
pretend interns.
Yeah, I still have to take my own, costumes and stuff. But
What are you going to sing for us next?
we can try the new song if you want to do, or if you want to do Daddy's Like Candy or
Decisions.
All right, so this is a brand new song off the new record, and
Brand spanking new.
and haven't been released yet. We did kind of put a little teaser out there on Reverb Nation, but
Would this be like a debut, or have you played it before?
we played it, yeah. It's not like the album version. Of course, we made an acoustic version of it, but being from North Carolina, this song's real special. A songwriter named Paul Morgan wrote this song, and it's a song that takes you back to the good old days of Mayberry when things were better in the world, I think. So you have to listen to the words and see what you guys think, and it's
All
called
right.
Daddy's Like Candy.
Okay.
There's a little town I've never seen, but I grew up there just the same. And the sheriff was a friend of mine, but he never knew my name. Took me fishing, taught me right from wrong, helped me up when I would fall. I can still see that grin on his face, and and I can hear his southern drawl. If more daddies were like Andy, and more mamas like Aunt B, preacher man could catch his breath and rest a little more at ease. You could even leave your house unlocked when you lay down to sleep. If more daddies were like Andy, and more mamas like Aunt B, I didn't think about it much back then. I was young and didn't know just how much it would mean to me as I walk down life's road. And that little tune that I heard each day, I whistle now and then. And for a moment when I close my eyes, that fishing pole is in my hands. If more daddies were like Andy, and more mamas like Aunt B, the preacher man could catch his breath and rest a little more at ease. You could even leave your house unlocked when you lay down to sleep. If more daddies were like Andy, and more mamas like Aunt B, if more daddies were like Andy, and more mamas like Aunt B.
I want to say something about that
Thank
song.
you.
We were talking about this kind of before the show started. You know, in the news, it's like everything's crazy and there's so much corruption and there's so much hate and there's like this and that. And that song just perfectly summed up what a lot of people want in the world. Like, they want the, you know, the good old days back. They want the Mayberry town back where people actually helped their neighbor. And I think we can achieve that.
You said it.
We can achieve that, and it's up to us to achieve that. It's not up to the media. It's not up to all this hustle and bustle. It's up to us. If we want it, we can get it. It just, that's how we are.
Starts at the kitchen table.
Exactly.
You know, think
exactly.
about when Mayberry was popular and, you know, taught life lessons and was just a good, wholesome family show. And think about, you know, I was a young boy then, and I didn't have a care in the world. You know, I didn't have an iPhone or an iPad or a laptop. You know, you played outside in the dirt with the bugs and the worms, and, you know, you lived the life of that show, of Mayberry. And
You think you kind of took that for granted?
Yeah, and I tell people, you know, before I sing it live, I say, you know, if we could go back to the days of Mayberry when neighbors helped each other, when everybody loved each other, when you could sleep with your windows open or your doors unlocked. I remember, growing up, my grandparents and even, my parents left your keys in the car, in the ignition, or laying in the seat. I remember that. Nobody worried about anything back then. And you're right, Allie. I think that the world. I think the reason that song is become a hit with people and we haven't even released it yet, but I think I think it resonates with everybody because
People want that.
Everybody's craving to go back to that kind of life.
And even my generation who hasn't seen it, they know what it is and they want it. That's new to them. That Mayberry thing, that's a new concept to them. And they want it. And the fact that these people are so passionate, that's what's going to get us back to the really making America great again, so to say, is the people.
See and hear so many bad news stories and the way people live nowadays. That song,
that's it.
That song just makes you happy for 4 minutes and takes you back.
That's what it did for me. It took me back and
then
not any specific memories, but I mean, it just gave me a really warm feeling, and I felt kind of like I was at home.
Well, as soon as I heard it, I actually recorded one of Paul's songs on the EP called Route 57, and so after he heard me record that song, he sent a handful of songs to the publisher and the producer and said, give these to Donnie. I liked how he did this song. I know he's looking for new songs for the new album. Let him hear these. And that was the first one that I heard. And the other ones they were great songs, but they didn't touch me right here. And so as soon as I heard that, I knew I had to record it. Because not only is it a great song and makes you feel good, it makes you smile, but it hits home because being from North Carolina and Mayberry right there, just being proud to grow up there and live the way that Mayberry taught us, and I just knew I had to record it. I said if I don't get that one, somebody's going to record it before me. And what was funny is, when I get these demos or when I get Paul's demos, it's just him and the guitar. So I had to envision this song with just him and the guitar. And it wasn't like the version we just played. It was an upbeat version. It was probably a 3-minute song. There was no ride or, nothing. So we thought about how we can make this song different than any song on the album. And we put a bluegrass feel kind of behind it. To take you back to the Mayberry days of them sitting on the front porch, playing bluegrass, and so you can hear that song. We put the teaser, we put the the sneak peek on Reverb Nation, but I'm pretty sure we are going to release that as a single, and I think that will be another one to do a video with.
That would be great, and
especially if we could go to Mount Airy and film it, there at Mayberry, but
So when can people look for this one? Do you have any idea yet? Or?
Well, I think we're going to try to take pre-orders for the album. And then, we're slowly putting this stuff on Reverb Nation. Hopefully by the end of June, we're going to have it on iTunes and Spotify. Okay. But I can't wait for people to hear, the album version, to hear it live. We just we break it down and get real raw and emotional live, just like you heard there.
And I love that you did that song. It's like almost you did your patriotic duty there, just like making that song. And I feel like it's, like I said, it's everybody's duty to do something. And
people are wanting.
It makes me want to do something.
People want to hear good songs like that, feel good songs, especially taking you back.
I guess we're going to have to buy a copy of that one.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to.
You're definitely going to have to. You'll have to. I wish that me and Drew have been working together before we recorded this, because I would love to go back in the studio now and do an acoustic version of that as a add-on track to the album. But that's something we could do, possibly.
Oh yeah.
Or put it on on the next album maybe as a bonus track and do an acoustic. But everybody has really taken to that song, and I'm so glad. The reason that we put it on, kind of did the sneak peek, is because we were doing the song live. And that's the one song. Everybody come up after the show. Where can I get this song about Andy? Did you write it? How long have you been doing it? Mm-hmm. We just love that song. So
that song really did kind of get a life of its own and organically became what it was. It is very different on the album, and that's probably a lot of my fault. I didn't want to play it fast, but
it's good how it is.
They're good both ways, but I like it.
We played it at played it on the back porch at Easter, at Loretta Lynn's granddaughter's house, Taylor, and her mom was there, and she had never heard it before, and we did it, and she was in tears, because it took her back to that place of raising children and wanting to.
That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah,
yeah.
She was actually
make at least one person in the audience cry a show.
Yeah,
I was getting a little teary-eyed there. I didn't like.
You know what? It's very hard doing those songs on stage live because there's been times that I've gotten emotional or that I normally wouldn't on stage, but certain songs will do that to you. And we're still trying to decide what song we're going to play at the award. Whether we want to do that one.
I think you should do that one.
Or two.
Yeah.
Think about it. Yeah.
So we
I really think you should do that one.
That one.
I think we'll see. I think everybody would like that one. So we're torn between which song to do at the show. So
I got some bad news. We're out of time.
Oh, that is bad news.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. This has been fun.
He's a talker too.
This has been fun.
Talking people.
He's not afraid of a
We're all
microphone.
talkers, though.
So DonnieLeeStrickland.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, but they can go to your .com and find everything.
Yes.
All your
Tour schedules on the Facebook page. Now the Facebook page, of course, is the the website. It's a great website, but it kind of just sits there. There's really no interaction, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
You can visit it. You can find anything about me on the website, pictures, videos, tour schedule. Mm-hmm. But as far as interaction, live streams, music, all that's done through Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So, if you want to interact or want to say, hey, just get on Facebook. Mm-hmm.
And you're good about getting back with people.
Oh yeah.
Because you're all over the place.
I thought that I was really good about it, and I do it as soon as I can. But then I wake up and Facebook's saying you're at 81%. Respond faster to turn this Greens badge
they don't know
on.
what they're talking about.
And I'm like, oh my god, I respond as fast as I can. Yeah, Facebook lets you know, how many days or hours it takes you to write back.
Yeah, I feel guilty all the time.
This has been so much fun, y'all, because I
told
them, I hadn't felt good since yesterday. I've kind of I don't know if I got some kind of bug or something, and I was like, but the show goes on,
right.
And this has really kind of made me forget
almost like a cure, aren't we?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
this has made me. I may be sick when I leave here, but this is kind of taking my mind away a little bit.
Right,
be on the show, so they'll walk away feeling better.
This show has medicinal benefits.
This has been wonderful, and I got to get a shirt.
We'll hook
we got
you up.
We need a shirt. We need pictures.
Yeah, we got to do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
I think it's your turn. Yeah.
Well, I sure appreciate everybody that listens. We do not, nor will we ever take any of you for granted. There's a million other things you could do, but guess what? You chose to listen to us. Makes us feel pretty darn good. So until we broadcast again, please remember, life is good, and we are gone.
Ashley has
What do luxury yachts, exotic cars, and crowd music all have in common? Unparalleled excellence. Crowd Music is a new subscription music service that delivers better music, better pay for artists, and now we pay you, the consumer, to listen, like, and share. Crowd Music. Unparalleled excellence. For more information, go to crowdmusic.com/111.